Hello, this is Forges Down here with another 1v1 against Mighty Icy on Blood Gorge. This is a random monster, and I will be getting Arbiter against his Andals, and I will be Locust rushing. Now, an Arbiter against an Anders usually has like a big advantage against an Anders on this map, since you can just go all in with a rush, and that she can't really stop that very well. And I'm going to be going Temple first and Factory fifth and just spam Locust and try to get my hook. And at the start here, I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna have to go Temple first, Temple second, but I'm thinking maybe he's gonna try to stop my grunt from coming through, which he does, and it's a pretty if I wasn't raging, then I'd be pretty screwed if I just went up straight to the reactor if he timed it a little better, because I wouldn't have a grunt, and I wouldn't have the elevator, and the elevator is like 3 heavy supply pads. And it's the whole reason I'm going Temple first instead of Temple second, so I can get the extra early game money quicker. I just queue up the grunt, lock it in my base. And I've moved my ghost a little bit around closer to the base, just so I know if he's going to be doing that, and also because if he does try to do that, and maybe the ghost with the grunt will help it, but usually it doesn't. But I see he's doing that, and I go into Rage Blitz mode and try to catch the hogs, which I do. Well, I catch one. I just start walking up to my supply elevator now. Now, the thing to remember about the Arbiter is they're always like Rage Glitch. Because if there are hogs or some type of other unit that comes by you and you need it quick as fast as possible, it's better to do the Rage Glitch because you do it almost instantly. And another thing is I didn't do it here, but you usually want to go for the sniper first, because the Marine takes like 3 rage hits and does less damage to the infantry, but the sniper takes about 2 rage hits and does a lot more damage to the infantry. After I'm done taking the supply elevator, I'm just going to take the crates there for a second, make another supply pad, queue up another grunt, and start walking over there. At this point, he probably has his supply elevator and might be even going for his reactor, or maybe mine. And I'm just kind of getting the crates because sometimes UNSC try to go over to the supply to my supply elevator sometimes. So if I'm like closer, then it's better, and I don't need to get into it yet since I don't even have the factory out yet. And here I try to take some more crates. I just put the grunt inside of the reactor. Arbiter's a little injured, but it's okay, I guess. I realized I didn't upgrade my pads, which I should have done like earlier. And then I see that he has flamers over there, so I try to rage them down. And you see right there, that's why Rage Glitch is effective. If it was a little later, then like my grunt would have been a lot more hurt, and it would be a lot easier for him to get in the reactor. Probably because I raged quicker because I did that, it's better. I see he's spending more flamers up there, so I try to snipe him with my ghost, and in fact make another ghost in a few seconds here, just so I can make sure he doesn't get in the reactor. Because flamers aren't Marines, they can't really shoot. They can't shoot or really attack ghosts or other things besides the infantry, unlike some of the other counter units. And I noticed that he has hogs in my base, and I try to build a Wraith for defense. And at this point, I probably should have just let the Wraith be there and do the defense for me. But I kind of made a dumb call and came over here just to recall and only rage 1 Warthog and get stuck, so I can't really get the rest of them. But at least now I have now I can just go over, and if I went over now that I think about it, if I went over there just with like the Wraith building and waiting for the Locust, then I wouldn't be able to do much except for like slash at a barracks with an Arbiter, which really wouldn't have been that effective, and it would have been better just to wait for more units. But anyway, I digress. I see that he's trying to take my reactor hook, So I queue up another grunt just in case that it dies. And I'll start raising up to here. The Rage Blitz again helps a lot. Since right here, he gets me out of the reactor. And if I wasn't Rage Blitzing, if I normal raged, then he might have been able to get in the reactor and like, it would have taken me like at least 10 seconds of ghost shooting to kill it because an Arbiter can't like hit units that are inside of a reactor. Right here, he D-bombs. I know I have to get out of there because I have to keep my Arbiter alive if I want the rush to work. So I tell my units to go through the portal as soon as possible. Get into Rage Blitz. Well, don't get into Rage Blitz, which might have cost me my Arbiter if he was looking and rammed a little bit quicker. And instead I managed to live. And now I know that my Arbiter is too like low health to be out in the open, so I try to bring it over to the side of Canyon so it can hide, and I can get Defiant Rage, so I can get healed off by raging as units. Now when you're locust rushing, you almost always want to go straight for the barracks so he doesn't get Spartans out. If you get Spartans out, then like then you can jack your units, and then if he jacks your units, that's really bad early game. Because you'll be down like an entire, like you spent 300 for it, and he spent 300 for it, and he's pretty much just, he got the unit for how much it costs, and you just lost like 300 for nothing. But I see it unlocked his base, so I Rage Blitz as quick as I can, and I think there's a Spartan there. Instead it's just a gremlin, and I get stuck and just hit some shit dumb. At least I get the gremlin, which is good. And now I see that there's a Spartan there, and I try to rage down the Spartan, but then I realize, oh, it's already jacking, so I can't rage it down. And I tell my Arbiter to go away, because Spartan Wraiths do a good amount of damage. And if like he got one more hit, I might be dead right there, so I have to run away. And I see that he has more units at the front, so I gotta my Arbiter up there. Another thing, my Desi is usually a brute player, so he's pretty good as Anders, but might not be that experienced though. And the other matches, like I got dumb leaders like Arbiter. I barely play Arbiter or something, and he would get bruised or something like that. And I pretty much won like 2 and 3 or 1 and 3 or something like that. He's a really good ones player, definitely. So at this point, I'm pretty much all over his base, and all he can do since he doesn't have the barracks in a few seconds is just try to make hogs and get a turn up so you can get the barracks out so you can make more Spartans. But at this one, it's just too many units, and my Arbiter's still alive. And he kind of lamented after the game because my Arbiter just barely lived, which sucks if he does. I'm just gonna go for one more pad and then go for the main. I usually want to have like the base stripped down to a few pads because the pads actually add health to a base, UNSC base. And also the Covenant bases, they get more health. I think it's like about half more health, depending on how many upgrades the base has. And then also turrets as well. I forgot to say, add to the UNSC base health. And good game, I see, and see you guys later.